Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into a topic that, let's be honest, probably dominates your weekends, your bank accounts, and pretty much every dinner table conversation. We are talking about the complex, incredibly expensive reality of youth competitive sports. It's this wild environment fueled by huge dreams, but it's also completely plagued by misinformation and just immense pressure. So we're laying out a practical, structured roadmap specifically for sports parents. We're going to identify the most common, costly mistakes you might literally be making right now, and, most importantly, we're going to break down how to actually navigate the collegiate athletic recruitment process. Whether you're drowning in endless travel ball schedules or just feeling that constant pressure to do more, we're here to help you get control back. It is time to replace passive hope with a concrete, actionable plan.
Look, if you're the parent of a competitive athlete, I know you feel this in your bones. We see you out there. You're the ones waking up in the pitch dark, packing the car at 5 a.m. and driving for hours with a heater blasting just to make early morning practice. You know the exact smell of artificial turf and damp cleats, right? You're spending your entire weekend sitting on freezing metal bleachers, eating cold fast food at 10 p.m. in the lobby of some budget hotel halfway across the state. You're shelling out for lessons, club teams, specialized gear, camps, the whole shebang. You've likely sacrificed family vacations and virtually all of your free time, not to mention a serious chunk of your hard-earned money, because you genuinely believe in your athlete's dream. The grind is absolutely real, and your dedication is incredible.
But before you spend another entire weekend on the road or pull out your credit card for yet another private training session, we need to pause and ask a really tough question. Are you sure all of this effort is actually leading where you want it to go? It is so incredibly easy to fall into the sunk cost fallacy in youth sports. You know, that dangerous psychological trap where you feel like you just have to keep spending simply because you've already invested so much time and money. We convince ourselves, okay, just one more tournament, just one more showcase, that'll be the tipping point. But is this massive output of energy and resources actually setting your athlete up for college success? Because hard work and financial investment alone, they absolutely do not guarantee a college opportunity.
You know the biggest, most costly mistake parents make? It's falling for this dangerous myth, assuming that if an athlete is simply talented enough, college coaches will naturally just find them. Actually, scratch that. It's just not how recruiting works anymore. The landscape has drastically changed. Think about the rise of the college transfer portal. Coaches can now just pick up proven, seasoned 20-year-old players who already have collegiate experience. Add in global international recruiting, and those available roster spots for incoming high school freshmen, they have shrunk dramatically. College coaches are completely overwhelmed with information and severely limited on time. The high schoolers who actually earn those coveted spots are the ones with a specific strategy and a proactive support system, not just the most naturally gifted player on the local field.
Families constantly fall victim to bad information, doing things they desperately think will work. They drop huge money attending expensive showcases that their athlete simply isn't physically or fundamentally ready for yet. And when that happens, your kid isn't getting recruited. They just become a number in a crowded sea of 500 other kids. Or parents will fly across the country for supposedly elite tournaments that provide literally zero actual recruiting visibility because there are no actual college coaches standing on the sidelines watching. It's low-value events wrapped up in high-value marketing. Add in some totally unrealistic expectations about what collegiate level the athlete can actually play at, and the result is a disaster. Depleted bank accounts, highly frustrated athletes who feel like they're failing, and ultimately deeply missed opportunities.
So to stop wasting those precious resources, we have to completely overhaul our mindset. We have to figure out what actually moves the needle in this hyper-competitive space. Because those overwhelmed coaches who are desperately trying to build a winning roster, they are looking for a lot more than just an impressive stat sheet or a flashy highlight reel on social media. College coaches don't just recruit athletes, they recruit people. And there is a super practical reason for this. A bad attitude or a selfish player can absolutely destroy a locker room's chemistry. For college coaches, their jobs, their literal livelihoods are on the line here. They simply cannot afford to take a risk on a toxic player, no matter how fast they run or how high they jump.
Beyond just raw athletic ability, coaches are desperately hunting for individuals who demonstrate strong leadership and impeccable character. But how do they actually spot that? Well, they watch the things you think no one is noticing. They watch exactly how an athlete reacts after striking out or making a critical error. Do they throw their equipment, or do they hustle back and cheer on their teammate? Coaches are watching how your kid speaks to you in the parking lot after a really tough loss. They watch to see who's carrying their own heavy equipment bag and who's making their mom or dad lug it around. They want athletes who communicate effectively, show high coachability, and have consistent, reliable work habits. If your kid only has the physical skills but lacks these traits, they are at a massive disadvantage.
Okay, so what's the antidote to this endless cycle of spending and passive hoping?
This is exactly where a structured plan like the Foothill Athlete Management or FAM Blueprint becomes an absolute game changer. The philosophy here is simple, but it's profound. Recruiting should never, ever be based on hope. It has to be based on preparation. The FAM Blueprint is this comprehensive athlete development system designed to shift your strategy entirely away from just crossing your fingers on the sidelines. Instead, it roots your family's journey firmly in deliberate, actionable preparation. And by actionable, I mean knowing exactly what to do on a Tuesday night to advance your recruiting profile, rather than just hoping a scout magically wanders over to your Saturday game. This is how you figure out what actually moves the needle and eliminate what's just draining your bank account.
This proactive development system is built around 7 core pillars, and what's really fascinating is how broad this approach is. It goes way beyond just the physical demands of the sport, pulling together essential life skills that build a complete human being. Sure, you've got physical development and mental performance, but it also heavily emphasizes academic development and communication skills. It even tackles areas you might not expect for a teenager, like spiritual growth and personal branding. And you might be thinking, personal branding for a 16-year-old? Absolutely. Because college coaches are instantly checking their social media profiles to see exactly what kind of character they project to the world. By focusing holistically across all these pillars, this system ensures athletes maximize their potential in every single area that matters to a recruiter.
Now, implementing this methodology isn't just theory, it's an actual 6-month roadmap that flows logically. First up, you have to ground yourself in reality, establishing goals that actually make sense for your athlete's current level, effectively cutting through all the bad marketing out there. From there, you build accountability, so the athlete, not just you the parent, takes actual ownership of the whole process. Then comes a totally critical phase, learning how to execute proactive coach outreach. This means sending a customized, highly researched email with a concise highlight link directly to a specific coach. We are not doing generic mass blast emails that just get deleted instantly. It ensures the athlete communicates professionally the whole time. Ultimately, this journey anchors everything in long-term development, pulling your focus away from chasing quick, expensive shortcuts.
At the end of the day, this highly structured approach isn't just about securing a roster spot. I mean, yes, the immediate goal is to help them play college sports, but the true overarching purpose, it's helping them become the kind of person every coach wants on their roster, and frankly, every employer wants on their team down the line. The reality is, even for the most incredibly talented players, the sports career eventually ends, whether that's at college graduation or shortly after. But the discipline, those top-tier communication skills, and the mental resilience built through a structured plan like this, those are permanent. Those exact traits are going to make them phenomenal college students, highly capable professionals, and just exceptional young adults who are fully equipped for success in life.
Parents, you have already invested far too much time, way too much energy, and definitely far too much money into this journey to simply cross your fingers and hope it all works out. If there is just one thing you take away from this explainer today, let it be this. You cannot buy college recruitment with endless travel ball fees and private lessons. You have to intentionally build a holistic, well-rounded athlete. The recruiting journey is simply too important, and the landscape is way too competitive to navigate alone or leave to chance. So the only thing left to ask is this. Are you going to keep letting passive hope be your strategy, or are you ready to stop leaving their future to chance and start building a concrete plan today?